Hey everyone, welcome to Anita's Joint, hashtag extendAJoint, where every day is payday, baby. And we're reading today. So, as you already can tell, we are going to be reading from the book called Number Games, 9/11 to Coronavirus, from Zachary K. Hubbard. Shout out to him. Check him out. I left his YouTube page in the description. I got his book. I got his book recently, so super excited about it. I don't know how I came across Zach's channel, but I did, and he was breaking it down, sports, and I was like, what the fuck, Germatria and all this stuff. And so shout out to the whole Soul Group, shout out to Flight Boss. And he has a video on what Gematria is as well. And so I of course I wrote down some things. So some of the knowledge that I have of Gematria already. So what is Gematria? Gematria is esoteric geometry, the use of mathematics in a numeric type of way to put meaning and reasons behind the things we are doing, articulating what we articulate, which ritual spells. Gematria, aka esoteric geometry, understanding the relationships of shapes and forms that understanding the relationships of shapes and forms that beyond our understanding the relationships and how they correlate between each other. Like, use example as one. Us trying to understand. Okay, one, we use. Sorry, I'm trying to read my handwriting right now. Shit. What did I put? We understand that this is backed and supported by us trying to understand what does individuality mean. One, and then two is us trying to understand what does duality mean, and three, we can say us trying to understand our surroundings based upon the realm of reality and the dimensions that we are into at the moment, based upon before we give names / terms and meanings / reasonings as to the things and objects that we see in our surroundings, right? And so yeah, I'm super excited, and I'm live on pretty much everything. Let me see. Yeah, Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. Oh, well, it's already here. Yeah, number games. You see it? Nice. Every day is paid. What we gonna do? I make sure I'm good on YouTube. Yeah, we live now. All right. So this is the book, Number Games, 9/11 to Coronavirus. All right. Very great information in this book. It's I'm super excited to read it with you all. So let's get started. Let me go to the page. So let's get started. It says, should you read this book? If you think it's interesting, on the September 11th, 2001, Flight 77 reportedly hit the 77-foot tall Pentagon in Washington, D.C. on the 77th Meridian West after taking off at 8:20 a.m., crashing at 9:37 a.m., 77 minutes later, then this book is for you. Furthermore, if you can comprehend that there's a code of numbers behind the letters of the English language, as simple as ABC is 1, 2, 3, and using this code reveals that phrases and names such as September 11th, World Trade Center, and Order from Chaos equate to 77, this book is definitely for you. Please know these are all facts, just the same as the fact that the Pentagon construction began September 11th, 1941, just prior to Pearl Harbor. All right. These are the table of contents. All right. Introduction to the Gematria. the language of the Cabal. This is what we're going to be reading today. And we'll see how I flow and how I go. And we'll just, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So about the book, about the author and book, Number Games 9/11 to Coronavirus. Hi, my name is Zachary Hubbard. And on September 11th, 2001, in addition to everything else you know about that date, I made myself a promise. The promise was I will find out who is really responsible for 9/11 and I will do something about it. I said that because I knew I was being lied to about the entire story. And at the same time, I felt I was being mocked. This is mostly due to being this is mostly due to it being reported that there were excuse me. This was mostly due to it being reported that there was a national emergency like none other on the date written no different than 911. The national emergency dialing code for the United States, only to find out shortly after that World Trade Center construction had started in 1968 in New York, the same year 911 was made the national emergency dialing code. In addition to these details, I always had a strong sense for justice and doing what was right. When given two or more choices, I was also thinking that about how if I had made a slightly different decision a summer prior, I might be one of the young men being shipped off to fight the coming war, based in an obvious lie, as some of my friends were, including my buddy Oscar, who I have known since second grade. I was only 18 years old then, in my second week of college, living out of state, but I wasn't anybody's fool. Since then, nothing has changed about my sense of justice or doing what is right, and I have never broke my promise to myself either. That's why, as the start of 2020, after nearly 19 years of extremely time-consuming research, I definitely know the answer to the question and who is responsible for September 11th, 2001, and I want the world to know as well, and to be able to prove it in the same way I can, in a way that is truly undeniable and deep and evidence-based. That is what this book is about. A book that has the power to change the world in terms of exposing and ending tyranny and thinking about the way we treat each other and this place we call home, Earth. I thank you all for taking the time to read it, and I promise you, if you do, you'll enjoy it and you will learn way more than you expect. Plus, you'll develop a skill that will benefit you for the rest of your life. If you agree with the phrase, if you agree with the phrase knowledge is power, then this book is for you. Cheers, truth seekers. And oh yes, one more thing. You'll also learn that the same cabal behind 9/11 is the same cabal behind the coronavirus outbreak. And this is because they are two related agendas that are about building a technocratic surveillance grid so the government and big industry can have a watchful eye on all aspects of our lives and at all times, and for the continued sake of power and control. And we must stop it. So here we go. Introduction to Germatria, the language of the Cabal. You've likely heard the term the Cabal before, meaning a secretive or political organization. The name originates in the Kabbalah, an ancient and widely practiced mysticism, a central belief within the Kabbalah that we will focus on the purpose of this book. And God created the world with language by combining the number with the letter with the word. This is expressed in the fundamental text of the Kabbalah, the Cipher Yisra, shit. Or in English, the Book of Formation. In its opening paragraph, it states in reference of God creating the world. He created his universe by three forms of expression: numbers, letters, and words. This belief about creation from the Book of Formation is in line with the beginning of the Holy Bible. This belief about creation from the Book of Formation is in line with the beginning of the Holy Bible that begins with Genesis, where God speaks the world into existence over the course of 6 numbered days before resting on the 7th day and making it holy. Ahead, we'll touch more on the number 7 and how it being holy, because it is important concept to understand. For now, please recognize that both God and Genesis begin with G, the 7th letter of the English alphabet. In Kabbalah, the practice of coding numbers into words is known as Germatria, meaning geometry in language. Gematria is very popular in Hebrew studies and in ancient Greek studies, where it is known as isophy. If you are familiar with Revelations 13:18 from the concluding book of the Holy Bible, it is the Greek isophy riddle. In the I think that's like in the NIV Bible. I'm not sure. I don't read the Bible. But anyways, the verse reads, "This calls for wisdom. Let the person who has insight calculate the number of the beast, for it is the number of man." That number is 666. In this chapter, we will uncover that wisdom, and in the chapters ahead, we will use it to understand who the Cabal is, for what their purpose they are working towards, and why they have encoded the number 666 into the world-changing events, including September 11, 2001, and the coronavirus pandemic of 2020. As well as smaller but related rituals, including the premature death of basketball superstar Kobe Bryant. It says, to begin to understand the wisdom of Gematria and how the English language is encoded with it, we will start with the most straightforward cipher, known as simple English Gematria, where A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, and so on. Counting each letter as a number using the alphabetic order. And counting each letter as a number using the alphabetic order up to Z, the 26th letter is 26. The simple English Gematria cipher is as follows. All right, y'all can probably see that. Y'all can see it up top. It got it all right there. A1, B2, C3. You can see it right there. Simple English Gematria, also known as we just call it simple. You know what I'm saying? All right. Using simple English Gematria, notice each of the words in the cipher name equate to 74. As you can see, simple equals 74, English equals 74, Gematria equals 74. All right. Gematria is about pairing words together that have matching numerical values and logical relationships. For example, notice how Jesus, Messiah, Gospel, Parables, and Cross each equate to 74 as well, a very special number, as we will come to understand. If you are not familiar with the Gospel, it is the story of Jesus, and when Jesus speaks within it, he does so in parables. So as you can see, he has it all, Jesus, Messiah, Gospel, Parables, and Cross. All right, all equal 74. Paying mind to the fact that Gematria is a component of Kabbalah, and the purpose of studying Kabbalah is to better understand the nature of God. The relevance of 74 can be understood by observing a Jewish rule about writing the name of God. A name that is best written G/D as a form of respect, unless it is written while studying the Torah or in prayer. You'll notice G is the 7th letter and D is the 4th. Thus, G/D is 7-4. And not by chance, the word Jewish equates to 74 using simple English Gematria too. Another 74, the spiritual leader of Islam, Muhammad, as equating name is a name equating to 74, and sadly, it is no coincidence that Muhammad Ali died at age 74, June 3rd, 2016, when it was widely believed that Prophet Muhammad died at age 63. Consider June 3rd is expressed 6/3, similar to 63. And further, 2016 is the 63rd triangular number, meaning that when 1 through 36 are added, the total sums to 2016. If you are following me in 2014, I predicted that Muhammad Ali would die at the age of 74 because of the significant number. Sadly, I was right. As you can see, Muhammad is 74. Another spiritual leader to come, another spiritual leader to some is Lucifer, summoning to 74 as well, and referred to as the morning star. Not unlike Jesus, Lucifer equals 74 as well. Building on our understandings of 74 and how it is used ritualistically, we need to look no further than the Freemasons, one of the many Masonic orders that are based in Kabbalah among the occult teachings. As we decode the 74s in Masonic and occult, keep in mind that you must believe in God to become a member of the Freemasons Brotherhood. Also keep in mind the deceased Freemasons and Confederate Army War General Albert Pike made numerous mentions of Lucifer in his text Morals and Dogma that was immortalized in Washington, D.C., known as the Masonic City, in a statue of Albert Pike holding the book until it was toppled in the wake of the George Floyd protest, only for Donald Trump to declare it be built back up. Shit. Masonic, occult, both equal 74. Where we at? Okay. For the record, modern Freemasonry began in London, England in the year 1717. London equals 74. Simple English gematria. In the light of relevance of 74, it is not in the light of the relevance of 74, it is not reported in history books it is not reported in books by accident. I would say in the light of the relevance of 74, it is not reported in history books by accident that Freemason and first recognized president of the United States, George Washington, had 74 generals. It is also not an accident that the Disney film about the Freemasons, National Treasure, began in the year 1974. Nor is it accident that the United States of Independence is July 4th, a date that is written in the U.S. as 7/4. Adding to the relevance of this number, you observe the holiday equals to 74. Yeah. So you see holiday. All right. Holiday means holy day. And as was mentioned in the beginning of the chapter, the number 7 is associated with being holy. In light of what we have uncovered so far about 74, consider that 7 is the 4th prime number and the diverse of 4 sum to 7. From a little math reminder, prime numbers are those that can only be divided by 1 and themselves. As for the divisors or divisioners, those are the numbers that divide into a number. For example, the only numbers that can divide into 4 are 1 and 2. And 4, and then when added together, equate to 1 plus 2 plus 4 equals 7. All right, and if you're wondering at this point if it's accident that the 4th book of the Holy Bible is titled Numbers, the answer is no. I'm trying to see where we're at. Okay, we're still on the page. We're still good. Okay, organ. Okay. There. Coming back to the 4th of July, as you might be aware, coming back to the 4th of July, as you might be aware the second, third, and fifth presidents of the United States, John Adams, Thomas Jefferson, and James Monroe, each died on July 4th. Adams and Jefferson both died on July 4th, 1826, and then 1826, right? 1,826 days later, James Monroe died on July 4th, 1831, which makes what makes this all the more chilling is the word killing has a simple English gematria of 74. And on the subject of killing, I would encourage you to look up the lyrics of the song Germatria, the Killing Name by the band Slipknot, as well as Murder by Numbers by the band The Police, where killing is as simple as where killing is about simple as ABC is 1, 2, 3. I would also encourage you to think about how the giving and taking of life in God's work. But as we will discuss in the pages ahead, there is an organization of people using this code to play God for excuse me, let me say. I will also encourage you to think about how the giving and taking of life is God's work. But as we will discuss in the pages ahead, there is an organization of people using this code to play God, who for now we will simply call the Cabal. Killing equals 74. Killing equals 74. Adding the killing riddle. The Gregorian calendar that we go by now pays tribute to the fatal stabbing of Caesar on the Idols of March 15th, the 74th day of the year. Stabbing equals 74 as well. As you will learn, killing rituals centered on the number 74 are quite common. In the later chapters, we will discuss the drowning death of Noriah Rivera in great detail, but for now, you can know that was no accident. She posted a photo of herself in a Jim Morrison t-shirt on her Instagram page, February 7th, 2019, precisely a span of 74 weeks before her July 8th, 2020 death. This is because Jim Morrison was found dead in a bathtub, equating to 74, the same as the word drown. And please keep this in mind that Jim Morrison was found by his girlfriend, Pamela Corson, who would end up dying in 1974 at the same tragic age of Jim Morrison, 27. Another number we will learn more about as we progress through the pages of this book. Bathtub equals 74, drown equals 74. In case you're getting the idea, maybe a lot of words happen to sum to 74. I'll have you know that out of the 50 states, only one sums to 74 in simple English gematria, and that is the 33rd state, Oregon. All right, Oregon. This is simple to how it is written in books, and this is similar to how it's written in history books, that George Washington had 74 generals and 33 of them were Masons. It is also remind us that Jesus was put on the cross at age 33. According to the teachings about his crucifixions, and yes, we will learn much more about the number 33 in great detail in the chapters ahead. Its understanding is essential, and it is connected to why the actress Naya Rivera died at age 33 by drowning, as well as why Herman Cain, once a U.S. president candidate, died a span of 33 weeks from his 74th birthday, having been born December 13th, 1945, and having died on July 30th, 2020. As you'll learn, the pattern 33 and 74 coming together is extremely repetitive, something like that. Repetitious. And when it's used in killing that cause of death that is typically reported is false, such as Herman Cain, which was blamed on coronavirus. Oregon equals 74. Oregon state abbreviation equals 33. Central T. All right. Coming back to the 4th of July, coming back to the 4th of July, as you might be aware, the 2nd, 3rd, and 5th. Oh yeah, I just read that shit. Oh yeah, okay, here it is though. Okay. Coming back to the 4th of July, there is another important observation that can be made about the date written 7/4 and the number 74 by running the alphabetic order in reverse, a method known as reverse simple gematria. Using this cipher, the word free sums to 74, and July 4th, 1776, is reportedly the date that the United States made itself free from England, the king, and the crown, the latter of which is the banking cartel out of the city of London, whose flag is a red cross, and being an independent territory that is located in the center of the 33 sections that London is divided into. Now, without further ado, the reverse English simple gematria cipher. As you can see, Z is 1, Y is 2, X is 3. It's going to be the reverse of the simple English gematria, as you can see right there on the screen. Let us decode the word free using this cipher. As you see, free equals 74 using the reverse simple English gematria cipher. Okay. Using this same cipher, the word Roman sums to 74. As they say, all roads lead to Rome, including the ones that the city of London were built upon. What was once a strategic Roman trading post. As we decode the word, keep in mind the Gregorian calendar was given to us by the Roman Catholic Church, the same calendar that pays tribute to the killing of Caesar by stabbing on the 74th day of the 74th day of the year, and a little further ahead we'll decode the 74 in the Roman Catholicism. So as you can see, Roman equals 74 in the reverse. All right. In the light of Albert Pike's statue we referred earlier, it should be noted that it fell on June 19, 2020, and the 171st day of the leap year, corresponding with the name Albert Pike, equating to 171 with reverse simple English gematria. Furthermore, considering that Juneteenth is to remember the what do they call that? Emancipation. Emancipation of enslaved people at the conclusion of the U.S. Civil War that has been celebrated since June 19th, 1865. And Albert Pike was a Confederate war general. As you will begin to understand as we move ahead, this was not an accident, but a symbolic ritual and what we will come to know as a number game. As you can see, if you spell out Albert, it's 104, and then Pike, and add those, Albert Pike equals 171. And for further proof of the ritual and who was responsible for the statue coming down using the exact same cipher, Freemasons equates to 155. In June 19, 2020, when the same statue fell was the 155th anniversary, of Juneteenth. Keep in mind, the House of the Temple, the Freemasons' headquarters, is. Oh, I'm sorry. Keep in mind, the House of the Temple, the Freemasons' headquarters in Washington, D.C., pays tribute to the Pythagoreans, also who say everything is number, and Freemasons equals 155 in the reverse simple English gematria. Coming back to the 4th of July, we will now examine how the name Independence Day, as it is called in the United States, equates to 74. To calculate this value, we'll use arguably the most important site. So, coming back to the 4th of July, we will now examine how the name Independence Day, as it is called in the United States, equates to 74. To calculate this value, we'll use what is arguably the most important cipher, known as Pythagorean Gematria, also known as reduction gematria. It is based on the alphabetic order and incorporates the rules of numerology. You will notice A through I are 1 through 9 in this cipher, the same as simple English gematria, and then the change begins with J, the 10th letter in numerology terms, becomes 1 plus 0 equal 1, followed by K, the 11th letter, that becomes 1 plus 1 equals 2, followed by the L, the 12th letter, that becomes 1 plus 2 equals 3, and so on up into Z, the 26th letter, becoming 2 plus 8 equals 2 plus 6 equals 8. So that's the Pythagorean gematria, also known as reduction gematria. And so this is you can see right there. So that's why wait. Yeah, you can see. Can you see that one? Yeah, that Pythagorean. All right, bet. Yeah, you can see right there. So as you can see, let's decode Independence Day into 74. This is using the reduction gematria. This is using the numerology gematria. All the way 1 through 9. Yeah. That's how you find your life path number. You add your birthday together, and it's you coming down to one number. That's how you find your life path number based upon the Gregorian calendar, right? So you can know yourself. And you can see the codings that he's done. Independence. So pretty much I was 9 when it comes to the numerology in the reduction gematria, and then it was probably, well, we could turn the pages, but and so you can look at that. It says using Pythagorean gematria, alphabetic order, and numeral language, which all equal to 74 as well. You can see right there, alphabetic order, 41 plus 33 equals 74. In this cipher, Roman Catholicism is also 74, right? You see that right there. Oh wait, hold on, you can't. There it is. There's some more of the codings right there. All right. And for as well, remembered U.S. President summoning to 74 in Pythagorean gematria, try Richard Nixon, who resigned in 1974 on the date August 9th, actually 202 days after his January 9th birthday. I bring up the 202 days because if you decode the name of the man who replaced him, Gerald Rudolph Ford Jr., you'll notice it sums to 202 using simple English gematria. And you see the decoding of Richard Nixon. His name also equals 74. Remember, just like fucking 4th of July, all this stuff that we've been decoding 74, right? 4th of July, that's probably the fucking most killed. And then when they do a lot of, remember when they do a lot of the rituals that deal with death. And remember, simple English gematria, they all equal 74. Jesus, Messiah, gospel prophet, all equal 74. And so they use, the codes to play, right? With us fuckers. Anyways, to build further on your understanding of how the 74 and 33 come together, Regis Philbin equates to 74 with the Pythagorean Gematria, and his death on July 24th. I think Regis. I was like, I forget what Regis and Kelly. That's right. But I watched that a little bit sometimes. Excuse me. Okay, yeah. To build furthermore understanding of the 74 and 33 come together, Regis Philbin equates to the 74 with Pythagorean Gematria, and his death on July 24th, 2020 was a span of 33 days from his August 25th birthday. Beyond that, every article written about his death at age 88. Notice that his shit show live with Regis and Kathleen Lee began in 1988. In other words, the mainstream media reporting was letting those who had eyes to see his demise was a number game. With the use of simple English gematria, with the use of simple English and Pythagorean gematria, you can begin to appreciate why the English language is made up of 26 letters. By no coincidence, it is that God and letter equate to 26. Using these two ciphers respectively on the subject of 24, I would encourage you to read the first chapter of my first book, Letters and Numbers, to learn more about all that dazzles when it comes to the number 26. A number that will be discussed extensively in the other pages ahead as we expose those who are truly playing God over humanity by the Gematria code that again and based in Kabbalah, a spiritual mysticism in tribute to God. So as you can see, God equals to 26 in simple English gematria. That's A is 1, 2, A is 1, it. You know what I'm saying? A letter is 26 also in the Pythagorean gematria. And that Pythagorean gematria is, let me see what the fuck I got. Okay, Pythagorean gematria is using the numerology way. It's the numerology way, meaning A to I is 1 through 9, and then it starts over again. Okay. See. All right, make sure y'all can see all right, so we said God and letter. All right, there you go. Another related word summoning to 26 using the Pythagorean gematria is crusade. This matters because the story goes that during the time of the Crusades, the Knights Templar, who are the holy warriors of the Catholic Church and its Pope, secured the knowledge of Kabbalah after successfully sieging Jerusalem in the year 1099 before bringing it back to the church. Thus it was the Crusades that led the Roman Catholic Church understanding of what's considered God's code. And by tracing through history, as we did in my first book, it appears the church has been operating by this code ever since. Case in point, it is no accident that the most recent crusades of the Holy Lands began October 7th, 2001, 26 days after September 11th, 2001. And for the person reading who does not yet understand the connections between the Catholic Church and the United States, as well as its military, that is just ahead, we'll also uncover more about the October 7th, 2001, an invasion in the pages ahead, a clear Templar ritual. Crusade equals 26. Once again, it is a belief held within Kabbalah that numbers, letters, and words are the magic of the world and base of creation as well as existence of all things. In light of this belief, consider the meaning of the word spell and its associations with the crafting of words as well as magic. When you run the alphabetic order in reverse and use the rules of numerology, the word spell also equates to 26. You see spell 26? This method is known as reverse Pythagorean Gematria or reverse reduction Gematria, and the cipher is as follows. So remember, like Pythagorean Gematria is the numerology. A through I is 1 through 9, and then it starts over again. 1 through 9, continue to do 1 through 9. 26 is equal to 26. I'm sorry, Z with the Pythagorean Gematria is going to be 8 in the numerology, right? And so with the reverse Pythagorean Gematria or reduction, it starts over. Z is 1 all the way to R is 9, and then Q would start over with 1, and then all the way, just like A will be equal to 8, and just like Z was 8 in the, I guess, upright, the downright, or reverse, Z is 1. You feel me? So you got that. So it's using the numerology. So the Pythagorean is using the numerology. And the simple English is just using the letters. A is 1, 2 is B is 2, C is 3. And the reverse English Gematria is Z is 1, and so on, so on. You know what I'm saying? Shit. It makes you fucking it makes you try to remember your ABCs. You know what I'm saying? But yes. All right, so spell is 36 as well. All right. This method is known as reverse Pythagorean Gematria or reverse reduction Gematria, and cipher is as follows. Right, you got that. Z is 1, Y is 2, X is 3, W is 4, V is 5, U is 6, T is 7, 7 is 8, 9 is R, Q is 1. That's the numerology, 1 through 9. Using this cipher, names as George Washington and Jesus Christ equate to 74, pairing perfectly with what we've learned earlier about George Washington, the Masonic leader, and his 74 generals, as well as Jesus, Messiah, Gospel and parables, cross, and other simple English gematria values equating to 74. So if you add George Washington together, equals 74. Jesus Christ together equals 74. Y'all don't see that yet. All right, there it is. Okay. Another name summoning to 74 is William III. He is the man responsible for making the City of London an independent territory within London and the nations of England, a nation summoning to 33 using reverse Pythagorean Gematria. There you go. Remember, the reverse Pythagorean is going to be the numerology in reverse. So Z is 1. You know, feel me? Okay? With the Tonnage Act, summoning to 33 using reverse Pythagorean with the Tonnage Act, that we will discuss more ahead as we decode. Don't forget, London is divided into 33 areas, or that is sum of 74 using simple English gematria. And relating to this pair of numbers as well, so often found together, please know that ahead we'll discuss Boris Johnson ending up in the ICU, an acronym summoning to 33 with simple English from coronavirus on April 6, 2020, 74 days before his 56th birthday, June 19th, 2020, and how the media tracked every last detail of his status in the ICU on April 7th, a date that is written 7/4 in the UK. It will tie in how it was reported that Global Vaccine Summit hosted in London on June 3rd and 4th, 2020, raised at least 7.4 billion, and that 330 million euros, and the sum was pledged by the United Kingdom. Oh, I think those were fucking pounds. Yeah, I don't know. They're freaking their currency. Pound sterlings, right? Pound sterlings are England, right? Or pounds. Yeah, that was good shit right there. Good shit right there. It will tie. Okay, like I said. So the media tracked every last detail of his status in the ICU on April 7th, a date that is written 7/4 in the UK. It will tie in London. It will tie in with how it is reported with the Global Vaccine Summit hosted in London on June 3rd and 4th, 2020, raised at least 7.4 billion, and that 330 million of that sum was pledged by the United Kingdom itself. It will also tie in how Vera Lynn died on June 18th, 2020, 74 days after Queen Elizabeth referred her song We'll Meet Again in the rare address to the world, April 5th, 2020, on the subject of the coronavirus pandemic. William III equals 74, England 33. So remember, killing, stabbing. Also, they do a lot of 73 rituals when it comes to death as well. Remember, we talked about that earlier. Killing, stabbing equals 74. And then the 33s. Let's see, where's the 33 at? Crazy. All right. Y'all can see England. There he is. Okay, cool. Next page. The ciphers you have now learned make up the four parts of one. Oh, shit. The ciphers you have now learned make up four parts of what are one system, and we will refer to them as the base ciphers of the English language. In the chapters ahead, we will use these four ciphers to unlock the riddles that have been laid down by the Cabal over the centuries, connecting world-shifting events with a focus on September 11th, 2001, and the coronavirus pandemic of 2020. As we will soon get to it, it was no accident that the World Trade Center collapsed on the 74th Meridian West in Manhattan, New York, after standing for 33 years. Just the same, it is no coincidence that a simulation was conducted on the coronavirus outbreak and pandemic on October 18th, 2019, the day leaving 74 days left in the year, and the lone month having gematria value of 33. And both events taking place in New York, a state having reverse Pythagorean Gematria of 33. And remember, the Pythagorean Gematria is the numerology. So that would be, but this one was the reverse. As you can see, he puts it. So New York the reverse Pythagorean, that's the numerology, but in reverse. So Z is 1. And then October, the Pythagorean is the numerology in regular terms, meaning A is 1 and Z will equal 8. Feel me? All right. Regarding the date of the simulation, October 18th, 2019, it happened to be the same day the Military World Games began in Wuhan, China, a contest that originated in Rome. Keep in mind, this date was prior to any deadly case of coronavirus being reported in Wuhan or the world, something that would occur in the next month, November of 2019. And in light of this book being titled Number Games, we will uncover why coronavirus outbreak simulation was named Event 201. In Chapter 4, no doubt a tribute to the Jesuit order who serves the Catholic Church out of Rome. It is something that can only be understood and proven through having the wisdom and knowledge of Gematria. For now, to further build on the relevance of 74 and to give you a bit of preview of the 4th chapter, I'll have you know that one of the co-sponsors of Event 201 was the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, an organization that has their headquarters directly across the street from the 74-acre Seattle Center, the home of the Space Needles that is located on the 47th parallel north. This becomes all the more interesting when you realize that the first case of coronavirus confirmed in the United States was done so in Bill and Melinda Gates' backyard. What kind of fucking word is that? Snow, I don't know what the fuck that says. I didn't. Anyways, let me see how to pronounce this shit. Can y'all even, yeah. Hold on. Where is it at? Oh, there it is. Hold on. Oh, shit. Shahomish. Snohomish. I said it right. But Snohomish County, Washington. There you go. And between the couple and the location, we have 2 more 74s on our list. So Bill, 17 and 10. Melinda, 37. Gates equals 16. So Bill and Melinda Gates all together equals 74. Snohomish County, 48. County, 26. All added together, 74. As you can see. From the decode above, you can gather the name Bill Gates. From the code above, you can gather the name Bill Gates sums to 33, and it is no accident that he was the head of Microsoft for precisely 33 years or that Microsoft became a public company on March 13th, 1986, his 137th day of his age, and 137 is the 33 prime number. From Another March 13th in his history, he stepped down from his board position at Microsoft at Berkshire Hathaway on March 13th, 2020, 137 days after his birthday. From the decode above, you can also gather that Melinda Gates sums to 47, the reflection of 74, reminding us that Seattle is the 47th parallel north, and the Microsoft headquarters was relocated to Redmond, Washington, also on the 47th parallel north on February 16th, 1986, the 47th day of the year. Prior to that, it was headquartered in Mexico, New Mexico, the 47th state, home of the 1947 Roswell incident, something we'll touch on later. All right. Now to bring even greater clarity and to shed more light on who the Cabal is and how they've encoded the English language, let us connect a few more important dots. We'll begin with the fact that my oldest known record of the English language, the oldest known Oh yeah. We'll begin with the fact that the oldest known record of the English language traces back to the monk. What? Prior third fourth? Prior thorth? Kind of fucking flunked out name is that? Of Ramsey Abbey in England, and the year 1011. His alphabet looked a bit different than the one we're familiar with today as it followed. That's his way. Okay. Anyways, A, B, C, D, you can see. You'll notice that the J, U, and W of the modern English alphabet are missing, and we no longer use the glyphs from the end. Thus, the letters of the Bible Frith. Let me see how you. Fuck that, I don't give a fuck. Alphabet were borrowed from Latin and the language of the ancient Rome and the civilization that is the Catholic Church. And the civilization that the Catholic Church originates from, right? Rome. All roads lead to Rome, right? In the light of this fact, considering that the letters of Latin were used from the words as well as numbers through the practice of Roman numerals, in other words, English has Roman Catholic origins and is based in the language that has an alphanumeric qualities. With that in mind, consider that English was being standardized with the 26-letter alphabet and agreed to spelling we use today at the end of the 16th century. The same time the Gregorian calendar was making its debut in October of 1586, a calendar system that was given to us by the Catholic Church and more specifically Pope Gregory. I think it's the 13th, right? As we hold up. Hold up. Okay. All right, we're going smooth in this bitch. All right. As we briefly touched on on this, on thus far, and as we will come to better understand more examples, the English language and the Gregorian calendar are perfectly in tune with one another. If you are new to the work, if you are new to this work, this is something I have been proving daily. No exaggeration. Yeah, he has. I be looking at all his videos, right? Oh shit. Let me sip some tea right quick out. Restart that. As we briefly touched on thus far, and as we will continue to better understand with more examples, the English language and the Gregorian calendar are perfectly in tune with one another. If you are new to this work, this is something I have been proving daily. No exaggerating. For 7 years straight, every single day. And it is something you will be able to prove daily for the rest of your days, so as long as the Cabal remains in power. To build on our understanding of how Gematria and dates come together, let's examine the three independent city-states that exist within larger nations that are locations from where the Cabal rules. As you might guess, they are all have connections to Rome. There are Vatican City in Italy, a spiritual center established in February 11th, 1926. Washington, D.C., what was formerly a part of the Catholic colony, thus is why it's between the Virginia and Maryland. Think Virgin Mary. And is now a military center that is named after a Masonic war general, where the cornerstone for its development was laid September 18, 1793, before becoming an independent territory on February 21st, 1871, and the city of London. Within London, the most powerful banking center in the world, originally built within the fortress walls that were erected by the Romans, who once used it as a trading post. It should be noted that the city of London is where modern Freemasonry from what? No, excuse me. It should also be noted that the city of London is where modern Freemasonry was established June 27th, June 24th, 1717, not long after becoming an independent territory on July 27th, 1964. Let me make sure we all Gucci. Okay. So, beginning with the Vatican, the name sums to 74 with the reverse Pythagorean Gematria. And remember, the reverse Pythagorean Gematria is the numerology in reverse, 1 through 9. So, Z would be 1. Same as Francis, the first Jesuit pope, and similar to how Christians and confessions sum to 74 with Pythagorean Gematria. The date the Vatican was established, February 11th, can be written 2/11. Similar to the number 211, the 47th prime number, regarding the number 47. If you have time, watch the film The Two Popes. If you have time, watch the film The Two Popes about the process of Pope Francis becoming the 226th Pope. You'll notice in the beginning of the movie when he loses the cardinal vote, the first number shown in the election count is 47. Vatican, Christian, confession, all, and Francis, but Francis and reverse Pythagorean all equal 47. The date of the Vatican City established February 11th can also be expressed as 11/2, similar to 112, a number connecting to the Gematria of Catholicism. Using the simple English cipher. Furthermore, the Jesuits who operate within the Catholic Church serve 112 countries, and the word Jesuit itself sums to 42, using reverse Pythagorean Gematria. Not unlike how February 11th is the 42nd day of the Gregorian calendar. You see Catholicism, Jesuits. Also noteworthy on the subject of the Jesuits and the date February 11th, it can be expressed as 211, similar to 211, corresponding to the simple English gematria of the phase Jesus, Savior of Men, summoning to 211, a Jesuit motto that is often expressed in Latin. Something. What does that say? Jesus Hamuan Salvatore, yeah. Equating to 226, equating to 266 with reverse simple English gematria, and connecting to the fact that Pope Francis is the first Jesuit pope, and he is the 266th pope in the history of the church. One of many mind-blowing facts to come. You should make sure we're still okay. Jesuit, Catholic, okay. What's the last page? Okay. Kobe, Vatican, okay. You should also know that the number 226. You should also know that the number 266 is one that we will discuss often in the pages ahead regarding a diversity of topics, ranging from Mike Pence being made the coronavirus scar of February 27th, 2020, his 266th day of his age, to the death of Leah Marie Presley's son on his 266th day of his age in the Calabasas, not long after the death of Kobe Bryant in the Calabasas, 266 days after his wife's birthday, traveling from Catholic Mass. For one last point in the Vatican's February 11th establishment, the 42nd day of the Gregorian calendar, it is not by chance that when using simple English gematria, mathematics sums to 112 and that math sums to 42. And at this point, it should be very clear to see hidden math of the English language is the name of the game. As we decode, consider that 1 + 1 = 2, similar to 112 or 112, as the New Testament begins with Matthew and the 42 generations of Jesus. Mathematics equals 112, Math 42, New 15, Testament 27, New Testament equals 42, and the in Pythagorean Gematria. That's the numerology gematria regular, which A equals 1 all the way to I equals 9, and then restarts. On the subject 42, it is wise to consider that the Catholic Church built its fortune by literally selling the Savior with indulgence, a title summoning to 42 in reverse Pythagorean Gematria as a means for mankind to escape purgatory and hell for their committed sins. Not by chance, sin equals 42 in simple English gematria, and this is likely due to ancient Egypt teaching knowing as the 42 laws of Mayat, or sometimes called the 42 confessions. They begin with, I have not committed sin. Sin equals 42, Savior equals 42. Another gematria nugget, when you write out the word 42, it sums to 74 with reverse simple English gematria. And reverse simple English gematria is A, instead of A being is reverse. So Z equals 1, Y equals 2, X is 3. That's the regular alphabet, just and backwards. But no numerology. Okay. For another gematria nugget, when you write out the word 42, it sums to 74 with reverse simple English gematria. Let us not forget the connection with Jesus the Savior and 74. 42 equals 74. The value of 74 is almost possible because of the lack of U in a 42. Because of the lack of U in 40, a rule that is taught in American English, but is inconsistent in the English language overall. Given that 4 is spelled with a U, as is 14 and 400, you will notice that 40 sums to 84 using simple English, and United States sums to 40 using Pythagorean, and United States of America to 84 with Pythagorean, tying in with the US summoning to 40 with simple English. In chapters ahead, 84 is a number you will learn much about. All right. 80. Okay, let me give you some more tea, and I'll be right back. We got 7 pages left. It's going pretty well. We only an hour in, so I'm feeling pretty good. Oh shit! Hold on now. Oh. Let me do. I'm lighting that the sacral chakra. Lighting the sacral chakra, of course. And I'll talk about it a little bit more the book after, because I what I like about so far about this book is it just has like he has all the things that tie together, and he makes it so simple for you. If you don't believe what you're seeing, you just don't want to see the truth. If that makes sense to you, you know what I'm saying? You just don't want to be able to see the truth. But it's out here for us. Zach wrote the book. Your girl got the book, and also this is going to be on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? I'm live on. Shout out to everyone. Shout out to you, one person that's tuning in. You are appreciated. So when people do come onto your girl's page, at least on YouTube and Facebook. Because for some reason, we're still waiting to get more people on Twitch. I'm so close to like being able to upload videos on Twitch. I just got to get more people, I guess, viewed. That's what they say. But anyways, all is well. All is well. Okay, let's get back into it. All right. So we are learning about the three. He's teaching us right now. He's reminding us, or he's teaching us about the three states, three independent. The three independent city-states that the Cabal rules over: Vatican City in Italy, Washington D.C., as well as the city of London. Okay. Before transitioning to the next city-state, Washington, D.C., this is an opportune time to remind us about Andrew Yang, who was a presidential hopeful in the United States, whose slogan was MATH, standing for Make America Think Harder. Before dropping out of the race February 11th, 2020, the 42nd day of the year and most mathematical day in the entire Gregorian calendar year. In addition to mathematics, his name, Andrew Yang, also sums to 112, using the simple English Germatria Cipher. As we decode, know that in the pages ahead, we'll expose the U.S. federal government for what it is, a puppet show, organized by a mathematic scheme, where even the candidates in these predetermined selections processes are the strings. What the fuck? Hold on. Let's read that shit again. Y'all hear that? Y'all hear what he said? He said, as we decode, know that in the pages ahead, we'll expose the U.S. federal government for what it is, a puppet show organized by a mathematical scheme, where even the candidates in these predetermined selection processes are on strings. For example, it is no accident that Yang is of Chinese ancestry, and he campaigned for the radical concept of giving people $1,000 per month so that they can be phased out of employment due to technology and automation. Just prior to the Chinese virus, as Donald Trump called it, that led to the shutting down of the U.S. economy and the giving away of $1,200 in the flat currency of every working U.S. adult, including those who were determined to be non-essential. What it was a very sick joke from the Cabal, who does intend to phase us out with the technology they've been developing systematically, not only to replace us, but to control us and have surveillance over us. More and more with each day passing. Let's say it. Let me read that one more time. You see what they're trying to do us? What the fuck's wrong with them? What the fuck? Oh man. What it was a very sick joke from the Cabal, who does intend to phase us out with technology they've been developing systematically, not only to replace us, but to control us and have surveillance over us more and more with each passing day. These are things we will prove beyond a shadow of doubt in the coming chapters, because this agenda is being achieved by the code. As you see, Andrew equals 65, Yang 47, Andrew Yang 112. Let us move on to Washington D.C. The city-state turned after, oh, seriously, the city-state named after George Washington, a favorite person of the Catholic Church, because he was tolerant of their operations in the time after the Protestant Reformation, and he was the man who laid the cornerstone for the city and on the date of September 18, 1793, a date having a very relevant numerology corresponding with the gematria of the name of the city, including 47. Before decoding the relevant gematria, we will take a moment to decode the date numerology using four different methods, all of which are important. Just the same as the four ciphers you have learned to decode the English language with, these methods are as followed. So be sure to study and use these same steps on all dates you decode going forward, just as we will do in September 18th, 1973, the 261st day of the year, leaving 140 days remaining. So damn. So this is what I'm still learning right now. Like I didn't know it's crazy. The date, because remember there's 365 days in the Gregorian calendar, right? And so they didn't plan and practice every day, has special meetings to them. They hold so dearly, and then they make us worship them. Crazy. Ooh. As you can see, so the first date is 9/18. Remember, September is the ninth month according to the Gregorian calendar. But if you like astrology, September is like, let me see. I think September, October. So it's Scorpio, Libra, Scorpio, like Virgo, Libra, Scorpio season, because they also know stars, okay? But you add the 9 plus the 18, and this is broken up into 4. 9, 18, 17, 2. So every number has two numbers with it. That equals 137. And then they break it up with the 9 plus 8, and then they add the last year, right? The 1 plus 7 plus 9 plus 3, and they add that together. That's going to equal 47. And then they do it individually. Every number gets its own space. And then they break it down how it's written without like the 17. It's just the end of the last two. Usually how we write our birthdays. I was born June 6, 1996, but I would write it 6/6/96, right? That's going to equal 120. So, let me plug my laptop in real quick. Okay. Shit. Anita. All right, good. All right. Now, all right. So we're done with the dates. Connecting to the date numerology, you will notice Washington, D.C. sums to 137. Using simple English gematria, D.C. sums to 47. Using reverse simple English gematria, Washington, D.C. is located on the 38th parallel north, plus the word Kabbalah sums to 38 in simple English. It is also sums to 38 using Hebrew gematria. And the word Illuminati sums to 127. I'm just 127. And even the word Illuminati sums to 120. 120 using simple English, similar to how Inauguration Day for the U.S. presidents is January 20th or 120. Regarding the Illuminati, they were established on May 1st, 1776, as a Masonic order by Adam Weishaupt, who was Jesuit trained. We'll touch more on their establishment date ahead as another proof on how the numeric value of the words sync with the dates of the year, as well as the numerology values. All right. See the codes. Regarding the number 137, there are a few things you should know. For starters, government sums to 137 with reverse simple English gematria, as well as does White House, and authority sums to 137 using with simple English gematria, as well does morals and dogma. The Masonic text ordered by Albert Pike that we referred earlier, that pays tribute to Freemasonry being based in Kabbalah. Furthermore, 137 is the 30-30 prime, the 33 prime, and all of the following words have Pythagorean Gematria of 33. As we decode, keep in mind George Washington is a 33rd Freemason, who now has a 333rd foot Masonic memorial built in his honor in Alexandria, Virginia, not to mention the House of the Temple, the Scottish Rite headquarters in Washington, D.C., has 33 columns on the outside that are each 33 feet tall, and not by accident. So you see all the D codes that equal 33: Masonry, Federal, secrecy, order, all equal 33. To give you a recent example of how the numbers 33, and remember the 74 and 33 has to do a lot too with the killings and drownings and stabbings, stuff like that too, so don't forget that. To give you recent examples of how the 33 and 137 come, So 33 and 74 is one rituals they have to use, and he's about to give us another example. He says, to give you a recent example of how the numbers 33 and 137 come together in a ritual, or what I often refer as number games, consider the story of 33-year-old Naya Rivera, dead body being recovered in the lake on July 13th, 2020, a date that can be expressed as 13-7, like 137. Furthermore, she was the star of the hit TV show Glee, and 7 years earlier on the 7th month, July, the first member of the hit show was found dead, a young man named Corey Monteith, on January 13th, 2013. Even further, when Rivera's body was recovered, it made her the third member of the show to tragically die young. Factoring into her age of demise, 33, also factoring in that she had starred in the 33rd episode of the show Devious Maids that aired July 13th, 2015, where she dies in the episode, and she also starred in the 2014 film At the Devil's Door, where she wears a red sweater with, of course, the number 33 on it. In light of the title of the film, it is important to remember that where she drowned, Lake Peru? What the fuck? Lake Pierre, Peru. Oh, fuck, let me see. I don't know how to pronounce that. Lake P.I. Peru. All right. Lake Lake Peru is related to the word devil. This is because its Finnish Peru is the word for devil. Next, for a relevant history lesson on the Illuminati, George Washington penned a letter to a man named William Russell, September 27, 1798, expressing his concerns about the Illuminati and their plans to overturn all religions and government through the means of conspiracy. Regarding conspiracy, the Illuminati was established by Adam Weishaupt on May 1st for this very reason. Notice the value of his name in light of conspiracy and even the stereotypical insult for truth seekers. This is often tinfoiled hat using Pythagorean Gematria. Yeah, they call us conspiracy theorists because we're truth seekers, which is, I'll take the fucking title, whatever. I'd rather be looked at crazy than, I don't know, what is sane in this world nowadays, really. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I just, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I'll take the name, whatever. As you will gather, they all so Adam, 10, Weishaupt, 41, Adam Weishaupt equals 51, conspiracy equals 51, tenfold equals 51. You see. As you can gather, they all sum to 51, much like the date May 1st or 5-1. If you, like me, the number 5-1 should remind you of the location that is often associated with conspiracy, Area 51. Speaking on Area 51, for those content, Stanley Kubrick filmed the moon landing there. Remember, nobody went to the moon. The moon is a reflection of the body of water that we're on. And when we turn left, based upon how we're positioned, we see different sides of the moon. So the moon is nothing anyone can land on. So every time they try to tell you they're going to the moon, they lied. No one landed on the moon. They lied. They lied to us. No one landed on the moon. Like he says, Stanley Kubrick also they filmed the moon landing there. They filmed the moon landing there. And you should know that the word moon sums to 51 with reverse simple English gematria. It was for this reason SpaceX reportedly launched the first private rocket to dock on International Space Station. It was for this reason SpaceX reportedly. Make sure. Okay, cool. Sorry about that. Let me do this one more time. It was for this reason SpaceX reportedly launched the first private rocket to dock on the International Space Station May 30th, 2020, 51 days before the 51st anniversary of the moon landing. Keep in mind, the launch was scheduled for 3:22 Eastern, and Adam Weishaupt was the founder of the Bavarian Illuminati. Died November 18th, 1830. The 322nd day of the year. An infamous number that we will learn more about later in relation to Skull and Bones, an offshoot of the how do you say that? Bavarian. All right, the Bavarian Illuminati. All right, Bavarian Illuminati. Bavarian. fucking A. It doesn't even sound like it's spelled like it's fucking language is bullshit. Anyways, keep in mind that the launch was scheduled for 3:22 Eastern Time, and Adam Weishaupt was the founder of the Bavarian Illuminati. Died November 18th, 1830. 1830, the 222nd day of the year, as an infamous number that we will learn more about later in relation to Skull and Bones, an offshoot of the Bavarian Illuminati. The number with 51 also connects to the riddle of Naira Rivera, a name equating to 51 with Pythagorean Gematria, the same as Lake Peru, with reverse Pythagorean, as well as words just the two of us with Pythagorean, the latter beginning of the words she left on her final social media post on Instagram just before her reported drowning, that we will discuss in the greater details in the chapters ahead. So no doubt the next time someone throws the program stereotype at you, tinfoil hat, or mocks you for referring the Illuminati, you have some gems to drop on them. And don't be surprised if they often regurgitate insults is hurled at you for sharing an incredible knowledge of Gematria. Should you experience this treatment from anyone, remember the language is for people with wisdom, something that most people don't have and have simply and are seamlessly incapable of, almost as if they were under a spell. Witchcraft. Very possible because of the lifelong programming they've been subjugated to popular media, global magic wands, most of which is produced by the Cabal. In other words, you are blessed, but you'll never be less. So know that truly. Sorry, I added some things in there, but he goes in. The whole world has been practiced witchcraft on, based upon the Cabal. We call them the shadow government. Their global magic wands, being the television programs heavily, and the hidden in plain sight. All their symbolism that's around the world. All their symbolism is their history, of the history that because they're playing God, right? They're playing God over us, and it's all their symbolism. And so we're okay since we're starting to know, and this is just the intro. This is just the intro, the language of the wall. This is the lingo that they speak, right? This is tea. Woo! That's how we going. Hour and 38 minutes. All right. We all right? We got a couple more pages left. Back on the subject of the United States capital city, it should be noted that Back on the subject of the United States capital city, it should be noted that prior to the cornerstone being laid, Washington was the first recognized as territory on July 16, 1790, a date with a numerology of 130, as you can see, perfectly with the simple English gematria of Washington, also summoning to 130. So, simple English gematria, Washington, both equal 130 on the dates. Furthermore, the July 16th date of establishment was 144 days after George Washington's February 22nd, 19. Furthermore, the July 16th date of the establishment was 144 days after George Washington's February 22nd, 1790 birthday. 1790 birthday. This matters because the United States of America sums to 144 using reverse Pythagorean Gematria. The name also sums to 261 with simple English Gematria. And the date the cornerstone was laid, September 18, 1793, was the 261st day of the year. It is also for the reason that the US dollar bill is 2.6 inches tall. I didn't know that shit. Oh, fucking A. Um, it is also for the reason that the US dollar bill is 2.61 inches tall. Furthermore, if you use the Pythagorean Gematria, the name United States of America sums to 99, and the United States of America was named as such on September 9th, 1776, emphasized on 9/9. To take it further, the nation began with 13 colonies that were represented with the 13 stripes of the U.S. flag. And if you write out 13 in the simple English value of 99, this connects to the fact that the Bavarian Illuminati was established with 13 families on the date with 99 numerology. May 1st, 1776. Furthermore, from the establishment to the naming of the United States of America, September 9th, 1776 was a span of 137 days. Not unlike the number of the rooms in the White House, the distance of 137 days matters because United States of America sums to 137 with reverse Pythagorean Gematria when you leave the out. From another 137, Catholic Church equates with simple English, and from another parallel to church, the date the cornerstone was laid, September 18th, leaves 104 days in the year, and Roman Catholic Church equates to 104 with reverse Pythagorean, similar to how 7/4 1776 has 104 numerology as follows: 7 plus 4 plus 17 plus 76 equals 104. Thus, it is another reminder: all roads do lead to Rome and the church. Now let's practice decoding. So you can see the codes. All right, 2 and 5, 2, 8, 5 equals 15. The United States of America equals 99. 13 colonies. We learned about those niggas. That's the only thing I really. Jamestown? What is Jamestown, Virginia? Was Jamestown, Virginia? They told us, right? You know what I'm saying? All right. You will notice that if you leave the out, the United States sums to 84 with Pythagorean Gematria. In light of the naming of the in light of naming the country being well coordinated with the establishment of the Bavarian Illuminati that was founded by Adam Weishaupt, a trained Jesuit and operator of the Catholic Church, it should come as no surprise that Jesuit sums to 84 using simple English Gematria, and the title of the Jesuit leader, Superior General, sums to 84 using Pythagorean Gematria. Furthermore, if you write the Catholic Church, it sums to 84 Pythagorean Gematria, and the Jesuit order sums to 84 using reverse Pythagorean Gematria. And remember, Pythagorean Gematria is the numerology. This one, A equals 1, all the way to I equals 9, and then Z, if for the reverse Pythagorean, would be 1, and whatever the ninth letter is after Z backwards. You feel me? So that's general. Oh, sorry. Jesuit equals 84, superior 49, general 35. So superior general equals 84. The Catholic Church all equals to 84. The Jesuit order all equals to 84. Okay. All right. If you've read George Orwell's 1984, you might be starting to understand why he chose the If you read George Orwell's 1984, you might be starting to understand why he chose the year of the title of his novel. And if you've seen the film based upon the book, you're very familiar with the red and black color theme. They are the colors of the Jesuits. And this same color scheme is used in another important and related film that is based in 1984 setting, V for Vendetta, where the main character wears a Guy Fawkes mask, and Guy Fawkes is a Jesuit. As a head as a heads up, the number 84 is one that will come up repetitively in the chapters regarding the Jesuits and will surely be one to continue to come up as time goes on. Case in point, as I am finishing this book, it has been reported May 2020, that a former Jesuit superior general has died at age 84. To understand why he died on the date he did, look no further than the fact that May 20th leaves 225 days in the year, and his birth name, Adolfo Nicholas, sums to 225 with reverse simple English gematria. Even more, he died on the 191st day of the current superior general's age, Arturo Sosa, who was born November 12, 1948, and Society of Jesus sums to 191 using simple English gematria. If you're not aware, the official name of the Jesuit order is the Society of Jesus, as for Sosa being 71 years old at the time of Nicholas' death. That ties in perfectly with the next point that needs to be made about the history of Washington, D.C. and its significant dates. On February 21st, 1871, Washington, D.C. became an independent city-state with the District of Columbia Organic Act of 1871. The act merged the town of Washington and the Jesuit territory of Georgetown into one self-governing territory. This was done in the means to invite international investment due to the territory being impoverished and some areas being in ruins as direct results of the U.S. Civil War that had recently concluded and largely bankrupted the nations. Margin and button. Okay. The year 74 matters because Catholic sums to 70. The year 71 matters because Catholic sums to 71 using simple English gematria, and the date February 21st or 2/21 matters because the Bavarian Illuminati sums to 221 using the same cipher. At the same time, the Jesuit motto, Jesus, Savior of Men, equates to 221 with reverse simple English. And once again, the Illuminati was founded by the Jesuits, Adam Weishaupt. What is even more hidden, the gematria of the District of Columbia Organic Act of 1871, summoning to 201 in reverse Pythagorean. Similar to how the Jesuit order equates 201 with reverse simple English, another very special number to the organization that we will take apart in the chapter 4. When we dissect event 201, the coronavirus outbreak simulation of October 18th, 2019. That again took place on the same day the Military World Games began in Wuhan, China, a festival that originates a festival with origins in Rome, like the Catholic Church and Jesuits. For now, you can know that the following about the number is related to the Jesuits, and that is the Jesuits who were reportedly saved by Catherine the Great, who preserved the Jesuit order by defying Pope Clemente. I think that's 10, 16. Pope Clemente 16, the 16th. I think that's 16. I think. Don't quote me. I don't know these numbers. Who ordered the Jesuits to be suppressed on July 21st, 1773, and they were, except for the 201 that were protected by Catherine, the leader of Russia at the time. This number becomes all more fascinating when you recognize the Pope Francis, the first Jesuit Pope, is also the first to live in suit 201 at the Vatican, a stat pairing perfectly with his birth name, George Mario Barbarola. George Mario Bergoglio. You know these names, it's crazy. Equating to 201 with simple English, the same as in hold on, let me see if I can pronounce this. In Ignatius. Ignatius of Loyola. Ignatius of Loyola, the founder of the Jesuits, as well as the name Domus Santia Martia, the official name of Suit 201. You see how they be naming they be naming their babies, man. They named their suit. They named their Suite 201 this beautiful name, and it's all synced up with certain numbers and rituals. And it's the name of and it's that whole name has certain gematria behind it. It's some flunked out shit. Oh my God, the founder of the Jesuits, right? The official name was Suit 201. I should note that Adam Weishaupt, the Jesuit, eventually changed the name of the Bavarian Illuminati to Order of Illuminati, equating to 201 with simple English, reminding us of Inauguration Day 20/1. Another important fact about the date of the District of Columbia Act of 1871, February 21st, is that it is the 52nd day of the year. With regards to 52, the head of the Catholic Church of the Pope, and not by chance the title sums of 52 using simple English gematria, same as the phrase the Cabal. Their mission is to rule over Earth. A name also summoning to set. Let's start that over. Another important fact about the date of the District of Columbia Act of 1871, February 21st, is that it is the 52nd day of the year. With regards to 52, the head of the Catholic Church is the Pope, and not by chance, these title sums to 52 using simple English gematria, same as the phrase the Cabal. Their mission is to rule over Earth. A name summoning to 52 in simple English gematria, and a number pairing with the deck with the and a number pairing with the number of weeks in a year, 52, and the number of cards in the deck. For a few more relevant terms equating to 52, government and White House sum to 52 using Pythagorean Gematria, and authority and president equate using the reverse Pythagorean cipher. Just wait until we get to Donald Trump's role in the Cabal schemes, the man who attended Fordham University, a Jesuit school, in 1964, 52 years before becoming president-elect, and 56 years before the coronavirus outbreak. I bring up the part about 56 years because it is a number you will become very familiar with in Chapter 4. For now, you can know that Washington, D.C., Society of Jesus, and the coronavirus each equate to 56 in the Pythagorean Gematria. You can also know that when we get into chapter 18 about how George Perry Floyd fits in with the Cabal's agenda, a name summoning to 201 with simple English gematria will break down the changing of Washington, D.C.'s 16th Street to Black Lives Matter Plaza on June 5th, 2020, in tribute to George Floyd, a date that can be expressed 5-6, similar to the number 56, reminding us that the Civil Rights Act of 64 came 56 years earlier, and Black Lives Matter sums to 56 using Pythagorean Gematria. Moving on, the third city-state, the city of London. Its origins are so old, the date of establishment has been lost to time. Its autonomy came, however, in the Tonnage Act that established the Bank of England and respective territories as an independent entity. July 27, 1694, the Tonnage Act, also known as the Bank of England Act 1694, made the bank and territory an independent corporation, thus why the City of London is commonly referred to as the City of London Corporation, just like the United States Corporation. Or you say United States of America Corporation. So, City of London Corporation, United States Corporation. Anyway, in light of this fact, notice how the numerology of the date of the establishment corresponds with the simple English gematria of corporation, 72 144, 7/27, 1694, 144. Corporation equals 144. Kind of like, they talk about the 144,000. You know what I'm saying? I think that's as well. Shaky baby. There's got to be more than 144,000 if it's like 7 billion of us here. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? A moment earlier, we covered how the United States of America has gematria of 144 and that Washington, D.C. was established 144 days after George Washington's birthday. This is a number relevant to the Jesuit order as well as the summoning to 144 with simple English gematria. And reminds us that Donald Trump, Jesuit educated, posed with Pope Francis at the Vatican May 24, 2017, the 144th day of the year. As you see, Jesuit 84, order 60, Jesuit order equals 144. Ignatius, okay. Adding relevance to the number of 144, Ignatius of Loyola, the founder of the Jesuit order, often would conclude his letters with the phrase, "Go forth and set the world on fire." If you take the time to apply the code, you'll notice that the Pythagorean Gematria, the phase, sums to 144 as well. In light of the Jesuits operating on behalf of the Catholic Church, it is important to note that the nation of England has been under Catholic control since the Treaty of 1213, when King John pledged England and Ireland to the papacy. This was agreed to on October 13th, 1213, a date with 38 and 26 numerology connecting both parties involved. King John sums to 38 with reverse Pythagorean, and papacy equates to 26 with Pythagorean. And remember, Pythagorean is the numerology, and like the simple is English gematria is A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, and then the reverse, okay? As a reminder, 26 is the number associated with God as well as crusade, and this historical event, the Treaty of 1213, wasn't long after the Catholic Church came into possession of the code after the Knights Templar returned from its crusade. Okay. Going back to the date, July 27th, the date of the Tonnage Act, it is written 27/7 in the UK. In the United Kingdom, much like 277, the number 277 is the 59th prime number, and this matters because England subs to 59 in the Pythagorean Gematria, whereas Freemasonry subs to 59 with reverse Pythagorean. Consider. Okay. Consider modern Freemasonry was established in the city of London in the year 1717. The number 59 is the 17th prime. Furthermore, the United States of America declared its independence from England in 1776, 59 years later, and Independence Day sums to 277 with reverse simple English. For another point, the word Mason sums to 17 in Pythagorean Gematria, tying in perfectly with the year 1717. The establishment of modern Freemasonry, also relevant to the discussion, is the fact that the Jesuits being recognized by also relevant to the discussion is the fact that from the Jesuits being recognized by Rome in 1540 to the establishment of modern Freemasonry in 1717 is 177 years later, and where the Jesuit order equates to 177 with simple English. New World Order equates to 177 with reverse simple gematria. What is essential to understand is modern Freemasonry claims its roots in the Knights Templar, who served the Catholic Church, same as the Jesuits. Even more, there are many Freemasons who are Jesuits, as well as being members of other Masonic orders. As we will come to understand, there is a thin line between these secret societies that is most clearly seen in Washington, D.C. This is because once the Catholic colonies, also known as Rome on the Potomac, and controlled by the Jesuits, but is now known as Masonic City, named after the Freemason George Washington. Even with the newer name Washington, it still has a heavily Jesuit presence due to Georgetown University, the first Jesuit university established in the United States by John Carroll when he was 56 years of age on January 23rd, 1789. It matters that he was 54, born January 8, 1735, because John Carroll, the Jesuit order, both equate to 54 and Pythagorean Gematria. Furthermore, the number 54 is a symbolic in times. The number 54 is symbolic in terms of time. This is because we're on the Gregorian calendar and solar calendar, and the word sun sums to 54 in simple English gematria. If you're not aware of the Jesuit logo, it is the sun with the letters IHS inside, as well as the cross and three nails, the latter symbolizing the use of the crucifixion of God's Son, Jesus Christ. I'm trying to see where we're at. Okay, there he is. Okay. And for a record, January 23rd, 1789 was a date with numerology of 49 and 130, both connecting to the Gematria of Washington, as well as the date 113 numerology connecting to the value of Scottish summoning to 49 and 113, 113, excuse me. Considering further, both Georgetown and the Scott Wright summed to 57 using Pythagorean, and George Washington, the Freemason, having a first name equating to 57 with simple English gematria, would turn 57 years old February 22nd, 1789. Days later, just before becoming the first recognized president of the United States, April 30th, 1789. I'll add that Washington's inauguration date has had numerology of 140. Considering to Washington with reverse simple English, the numerology of 32, connecting the Scots Rite and the Jesuits as well as America. We'll touch on 32 just ahead. For more relevance to number 57, four of the first six U.S. presidents were inaugurated at that age, and in light of the nickname of the capital, and for more relevance to number 57, four of the first six U.S. presidents were inaugurated at that age, and in light of the nickname of the capital city, Rome, of the Potomac, it should be noted that Rome sums to 57 with reverse simple English, as well as for the four U.S. presidents to be inaugurated at 57. They were George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, James Madison, and John Quincy Adams. And for the final point about Georgetown's establishment and how it pays tribute to the Jesuits as well as the Scots Rite, the date January 23rd can be written 23-1, similar to 231 and the 21st triangular numbers. Because the word Jesuits sums to 21 with Pythagorean and 42 with reverse Pythagorean, just the same as how Georgetown equates to 42 with reverse Pythagorean, connecting back to the Vatican being established on the 42nd day of the Gregorian calendar. To furthermore illustrate the relationship between the Jesuits and the Scots Rite, the 32nd degree of the Scottish Rites share a motto of the Jesuits in Latin. Shit, I don't know what that fucking says. Of Latin. Let's see if we can pronounce that. Ada Mora del Gorma. Yeah. In light of it being 32 degrees, keep in mind there are 32 sun rays in the Jesuit logo. Oh yeah, they don't have the picture of the logo. Fuck. I thought I had a picture of the logo, but it doesn't. But anyways, in light of being this 32nd degree, keep in mind there are 32 sun rays. Well, I can show you. That's the logo. Yeah, that's the logo right there. In light of it being the 32nd degree, keep in mind there are 32 sun rays on the Jesuit logo, and using Pythagorean Gematria, Scottish sums to 32, as does America, the nation established on July 4th, 1776, a date with numerology of 32 in the same cipher. Christ also sums to 32, reminding us that we're talking about the Society of Jesus. To take it further, the Latin motto sums to 115 using reverse Pythagorean, similar to how Masonic and Friends sum to 115 using reverse simple gematria, English gematria. This reason, the reason France matters is because the Jesuits were formed in France and the Scots Rites came to power there, the same nation where many of the Masonic founders of the United States of America studied. If you were up for a TV show, take the time to watch Knights Fall, set in France, and focused on the Knights Templar fallout with the Catholic Church, a time where Pope Boniface, I think this is, what is that? V is, fuck, I don't know these Roman terms. Looks like 8, but I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. Was focused on making all kings and queens of Europe bow and knee to the Roman Catholic Empire. The fuck? You'll get a kick out of the mention of 65 Knight Templar orders in Europe in episode 6, knowing that Knights Templar and Christianity sum to 65 in Pythagorean Gematria. And to be a member of the Knights Templar, you must be Christian. Oh, there it is. Cool. Back. Coming back to the Latin phrase, ad Moreum del Guarania, it means for the greater glory of God. This translated phrase sums to 351 with reverse simple English. The 26th triangular number, bringing us back to simple English gematria of God, summoning to 26. And on the subject, let's now appreciate how the Council of Nicaea is 325 for in the year 320. And on the subject, let's now appreciate how the city of Nicaea, Nysa, I just say Nysa, in the year 325, that was held by the Catholic Church to bring about how to worship the offsprings of God's factors in. To make a long story short, the church, who had brought many pagans under its rulership, was having trouble with people worshiping the sun in the sky instead of worshiping the Son of virgin birth, who died on the cross for man's sins, and this was a problem they wanted remedied. Hold on. Woo! Hold on. Hold on, almost done. Let me give you some more tea, and then we gonna finish it up. Oh shit. Okay. Okay, where was I at? Okay. Okay, yeah, we're here. Following the trail of the Catholic Church giving birth to the Knights Templar, and the Knights Templar being the roots of modern Freemasonry, you must believe. Got babies out here. Following the trail of the Catholic Church giving birth to the Knights Templar, and the Knights Templar being the roots of modern Freemasonry, you must believe in God, or G/D, to be Freemason and Catholicism, worshiping the Son of God, established and made clear in the year 325. It makes sense that the Scottish Rite and Freemasonry sum to 325 using simple English gematria. At the same time, City of London Corporation sums to 325 using reverse simple English gematria, and it. Hold on. All right, let me repeat this. All right. Following the trail. Yeah, there we are. Following the trail of the Catholic Church, giving birth to the Knights Templar, and the Knights Templar being the roots of modern Freemasonry, you must believe in God, or G/D, to be a Freemason and Catholicism, worshiping the Son of God, establishing and made clear in the year 325. It makes sense that the Scottish Rite of Freemasonry sums to 325, using simple English gematria. At the same time, City of London Corporation sums to 325 with reverse simple English gematria, and it too is under Jesuit and Freemasonry control, meaning ultimately it is under Catholic control. Ahead in Chapter 3, we'll uncover what happened on March 25th, 2020, or 3/25, while the Bank of England was 325 years old, the heart of the City of London Corporation. It will connect continents and many loose ends not yet tied. To finish our introduction to Gematria, the language of the Cabal, let us take a moment to think about the flag of the city-state, Washington, D.C. On it are three stars that symbolize the unholy trinity. That is the Vatican, the City of London, and D.C. itself. With that in mind, we'll now decode the word Trinity using reverse simple English and reverse Pythagorean. You will notice the sum of the words 74 as well as 47. So remember, reverse simple English gematria is Z being 1 all the way to A being 26. And the Pythagorean, reverse Pythagorean, is the numerology with A being 8 and Z being 1. Then that's the numerology. Okay? You see Trinity up there. At this point, we have connected how the numbers 47. At this point, we have connected how the numbers 74 and 47 correspond with each of the three city-states, and we have learned the mathematical relationships between digits 7 and 4. One thing that has not been stated yet is the numerology of 74 and 47 equates to 11. 74 is 7 plus 4 equals 11, and 47 is 4 plus 7 equals 11, which is known as the master number. This is because the digit 1 is the only number that divides into all numbers, corresponding with the belief that God is in all things and God is the master of all things. The number 11 is also the first rep digit, meaning all numbers that are made up the same repeating numbers. 1 1 2 2 2 3 3 3 3 4 4 4 4, etc. Plus, in numerology terms, when you repeat a number, you magnify its power. With that in mind, I want you to pay mind to the plethora of 47s encoded in these key words that pertain to Washington, D.C., arguably the most powerful city in the world, that once again has the cornerstone laid September 18th, 1793, a date with the numerology of 38, 47, and 137, all numbers summoning to 11 in numerology terms. As you can see, DC equals 47 in reverse simple English Gematria. Government equals 47 in reverse Pythagorean Gematria. Authority 47 in Pythagorean Gematria. And remember again, simple English Gematria is A is 1, all the way to Z is 26, excuse me. Reverse simple English Gematria is Z is 1, all the way to A is 27. So I keep 27, goddamn, 26. And then Pythagorean Gematria is the numerology, meaning A is 1 all the way to I equals 9. And then reverse Pythagorean is the reverse numerology, not the reverse numerology, but Z would be 1 all the way to whatever the ninth letter of the alphabet going backwards from Z. That would be 9. You feel me? All right. For a few more examples, it is not an accident that Donald Trump was the 47th story Milltown Hotel. For another example, it is not an accident that Donald Trump was in the 47th story Hilton Hotel the night of the rigged election. I said rigged election. All the elections are rigged, excuse me. Rigged selection, and it's not accident Obama became president at age 47, along with the 47th vice president. Oh my gosh, Joe Biden's fucking Sleepy Joe, quote unquote pedophile. Anyways, who was at the center of the Ukraine investigation? He's a treasonous terror. We already know about just Sleepy Joe. If you don't know about Sleepy Joe, you should already know about. I made some podcasts about him. I made some podcasts about Sleepy Joe, so go check those out. Streaming on Apple and Google, and wherever you find your local podcast, just Google the extendAJoint podcast. The extendAJoint Flightcast, and it's also on my tree link. You can find my podcast in there. We talk about Sleepy Joe. He needs to stop touching kids. And his whole family, you know what I'm saying? Hunter Biden too. If y'all don't know about Hunter Biden's laptop, I don't know where you've been living. Anyways, let's talk about this one more time. For a few more examples, it is not accident that Donald Trump was in the 47th story Midtown Hilton Hotel the night of the rigged selection, and it's not an accident Obama became president at age 47, alongside the 47th Vice President Joe Biden, who was in the center of the Ukraine investigation. Pure theater. A nation summoning to 47 with reverse Pythagorean. It's also not an accident that Abraham Lincoln said 7 years ago, or that the United States birthday can be written 47. Speaking of which, the Masonic compass and square used by the Scottish Rite out of France, a nation summoning to 47 with simple English, is set at 47 degrees in tribute to the 47th problem of elucid, otherwise known as the Pythagorean theorem. It is wise to note Pythagoras is considered by one to be the first Freemason, and named the name Pythagoras equates with Washington and all four base ciphers, a perfect match. Try your skills out and see for yourself. In other words having logical relationships and perfect matches are plentiful. Try witch and broom or judge and gavel. Speaking of which, the latter two sums to 47 using simple English and not by chance. Trump's first pick Supreme Court Justice Neil Gorsuch was confirmed on April 7th, 2017, emphasized on 4/7. As for the 47th problem of Euclid, it symbolizes how to establish a perfect square foundation, a word summoning to 47 with Pythagorean Gematria. This pairs well with the fact that L'Enfant, the French Freemason, laid out D.C., the land of 47, where the Washington Monument cornerstone was laid on July 4th. In case you're reading this and seeing the connections and saying things such as, so what? Or what is the value of knowing this? I want to say two things. One, you've been missing out for years. And two, you will. Case in point, Monday Night Football, November 11th, 2019, the Seattle Seahawks of Washington State were at the San Francisco 49ers as big underdogs on the 130th birthday of Washington State. Sorry, I forgot to turn the page. I was reading. Not by chance, not by chance, the Seahawks coach Pete Carroll was going for his 130th regular season win and his 140th win, including the postseason, corresponding with the Gematria of Washington, summoning to 130 and 140. And sure enough, he got him. Playing those who took Seahawks to win more than tripled their money. I don't mean to promote gambling, but I do promote awareness of how the show is being scripted and who is responsible, and how in the world of sports you can prove it every single day. Of course, American football is credited by Walter Camp, a Scottish Rite Freemason, and it's no accident that the NFL had its first Super Bowl in its first. It is no accident that the NFL had its first Super Bowl in its 47th season. It was foundational. To say a few more things about 47, the reflection of 74, the number we started talking about in Hebrew, the words of Elohim, sums to 47. This is common name for God of the Old Testament. This factors in with how the name God can be written G/D, the 7th letter and the 4th letter. As was mentioned earlier, the Cabal is playing God with this knowledge, and not by chance, the Cabal sums to 47 with reverse Pythagorean theorem. Gematria. And remember, that's the numerology reverse. Z equals 1. Y'all know, y'all can replay. I think y'all getting it now. Y'all probably getting it now. It is for this reason the 33rd president, Harry S. Truman, was. It is for this reason the 33rd president, Harry S. Truman, who became a 33rd degree Scottish Rite Freemason October 9th, 1947, who used to pass the National Security Act of 1947 that went into effect on September 18th, the anniversary of the cornerstone being laid being laid for the city of Washington, D.C., a date that has much to do with the Roman Catholic Church. Prior to it, prior to being enacted, it was introduced to the Senate, a Roman concept on March 3rd or 3/3, and it was signed into law by Harry S. Truman on July 26th, the date leaving 150 days left in the year. Truman's signing dates Truman's signing date matters because the word Freemasonry sums to 158 with reverse simple English, and the date August 15th or 15/8 is the date the Jesuits were founded in France in 1534, before being officially recognized by Rome September 27th, 1540. This act created the NSA and the CIA, things that have been used to both spy on the public and steer the public in the interest of the cabal who control the nation by the code, and no doubt these agencies. Speaking of which, if you've never seen the film The Truman Show, you must. It is about a man who has every inch of his life secretly tracked and recorded for the sake of being broadcasted on a reality TV show. Without him ever knowing about it, of course, the cabal controls Hollywood, summoning to 33 with reverse Pythagorean Gematria. And if you don't know, Hollywood is referred to the wood of holly trees that have been historically used by druids to make wands for magic spells. And again, spelling is the word of the name of the game. For your learning, I must mention Truman's birthday, May 8, 1884, emphasizes 5/8, as well as the year 84. Using Pythagorean Gematria, Freemasons, Secret Society, and Solomon's Temple each equate to 58. Of course, Freemasonry is a secret society, and most of its secrets are in legends of Solomon's Temple. It is for the reason that Donald Trump announced from his 58-story Trump Tower that he is running for U.S. president in the 58 U.S. presidential election. The significance of the number is why he hired 58-year-old Steve Ray for Inauguration Day, and it connects why Hillary Clinton wrote the book What Happened, summoning to 58 with Pythagorean Gematria, about why she lost the election. Regarding Hillary, keep in mind Freemasonry is a fraternity for men. When you apply reverse Pythagorean Gematria, you'll notice that the word fraternally? God, sums to 58 as well. Where we at? All right. One question we have not yet fully answered is why go through all this trouble of mathematical calculation and date planning and name the word coordinating, as covered this code is associated with God's way of operating as it's taught in Cabal. Furthermore, there is another important set of occult teachings that the secret societies, including the Cabal, are heavily invested in, and that is hereticism. It is the 7 sacred principles. The third is vibration, summoning to 47 with Pythagorean Gematria. This principle expresses that everything, including every number, every letter, every word, every color, every smell, every sound, etc., carries a vibration, and these vibrations have consequences that influence the world. Thus, if you harness these energies and use them strategically, you can influence outcomes, something the Cabal is heavily interested in. Keep in mind, the word energy sums to 74 in simple English gematria, same as weapon and nuclear. These pairs well with the Trinity test, where Trinity sums to 74 and 47. The first nuclear test taking place in the 47th state, New Mexico. In the next chapter, we'll talk about how this event, part of the Manhattan Project, pairs with the World Trade Centers falling on the 74th meridian west in Manhattan, and how the site of 9/11 became began. Shit. Hold on. In the next chapter, we'll talk about how this event, part of the Manhattan Project, pairs with the World Trade Centers falling on the 74th meridian west in Manhattan, and the site of 9/11 being called ground zero, a term that is used to describe the point above or below ground where an atomic or nuclear weapon explodes. Another event from recent history. Another event from recent history, also tying with a massive earthquake, also tying in with was the massive earthquake in Southern California on July 4th, 2019, or 7/4, just days before the 74th year anniversary of the Trinity test that took place July 16, 1947. This earthquake epicenter was located on the military base, and not coincidentally, much like 9/11, it created a sense of fear. And that is the energy of vibration the Cabal specializes in, pumping 24/7, 365 for the sake of control. For another 74, the word tarot sums to 74 using simple English gematria, as in tarot cards. And ahead, you'll learn much about them, including the 19 card of the tarot deck, the sun card, and what the Gregorian calendar, a solar calendar that has to do with 19-year cycles. It also has everything to do with why September 11th happened in 2001, blamed on the 19 hijackers, and why COVID-19 pandemic began in 2020, 19 years later. In chapter 18, we'll bring together George Floyd, who yelled, "I can't breathe," summoning to 74 reverse Pythagorean, and why it was reported an officer kneeled on his neck for 8 minutes and 47 seconds in the Twin Cities. Not unlike how the first plane hit the Twin Towers at 8:46 a.m. on September 11, 2001. George Floyd's killing happened in Gemini season as well. The astrological sign known as the twins. I'm a Gemini sun. As we will get to it, it is no accident that they have scheduled the pre-trial for his murder for September 11th, 2020, the 19th year anniversary of the infamous day, especially when the subname Floyd sums to 19 with reverse Pythagorean. On the subject of 9/11, you're likely aware that 3 buildings fell that day, and it was referred to as the New Pearl Harbor. The buildings were numbered 1, 2, 7, similar to the date Pearl Harbor, December 7th, or 12/7, much like 127, corresponding to the simple reverse English gematria of ground zero, summoning to 127. the third building to fall. Building 7 was 47 floors tall, and each floor had 47,000 square feet of space. Adding insult to injury, it is known as the Solomon Brothers Building, not too far from Solomon's Temple. The name Solomon Brothers sums to 211, the 47th prime. Keep in mind, the demise of the World Trade Center was blamed on Osama bin Laden, who was referred to as the cave dweller by President W. Bush, President George W. Bush. Not by chance, both his name and nickname sum to 47 using Pythagorean Gematria. And trust me, that's just where the riddles begin that we will dive much deeper into next chapter. And with regards to these very clear patterns, when you have a moment, I encourage you to look into BBC Summoning 74 Reverse Simple English, reporting that Building 7 had fallen. Fuck, hold on. Okay. And with the regards to these very clear patterns, when you have a moment, I would encourage you to look into BBC Summoning to 74 with Reverse Simple English Gematria, reporting that Building 7 had fallen well before it began to collapse. If you have forgotten, Building 7 collapsed several hours after the Twin Towers, and it was not hit by a plane, becoming only the third steel frame building to ever collapse from a fire in history. All three of which collapsed on September 11th, 2001, in arguably the most obvious lie ever told. On the subject of 9/11 and introducing this knowledge to you, I would be amiss to skip the dancing Israelis who were arrested in New Jersey, a state summoning to 47 with reverse Pythagorean, on the day of September 11th, 2001, for celebrating the attacks. They were then sent back to Israel, the nation that was recognized as a nation by the United Nations, November 27th, 1947, where they went live on television and admitted they were in the U.S. to document the events of 9/11, meaning they had foreknowledge. Keep in mind, Brooklyn, New York, a neighbor of Manhattan, sums to 74 with reverse Pythagorean. And I bring this up because it is most Jewish neighborhood in the world outside of Israel. And in my first book, Letters and Numbers, teaching about the Gematria and the English language, as well as 9/11 and the dancing Israels, as those subjects have never been taught before, was banned March 15, 2019. The book Day of the Year by Etsy, a Jewish-owned company out of Brooklyn, without reason. Despite having all positive reviews and hundreds of reviews for over 10,000 sales, we will get into the chapter on Jesuits. We'll discuss their Jewish origins, like Gematria. We'll also expose Anthony Fauci, head of the NIH since 1984, the Jesuit from Brooklyn, who said on January 10, 2017, at Georgetown, a pandemic was coming for the Trump administration in very specific terms. To close, there is one last thing you must know about the number 47. It is that the word time sums to 47. With simple English gematria, consider the Tropic of Cancer is 23.5 degrees north and the Tropic of Capricorn is 23.5 degrees south, thus separated by 47 degrees, and they were used to measure time and the respective solations of northern and southern hemispheres. Thus, the tropics measure the sun. As you will come to understand, this is why it's all about the Cabal, using the code to control humanity and control time as we know it. This includes controlling what we know about the past, present, and future. To quote George Orwell's 1984, who controls the past controls the future. Who controls the present controls the past. All right. Beautiful. All right. So that was chapter 1, Introduction to Gematria, the language of Cabal. Super hope that whoever needs to tune into it. I think this is a great book to help us understand more things that go on in the world and how we are being manipulated and controlled based upon the numbers and codings and the things that they continue to present to us to get us to react to, pretty much to keep us in a fear-based state. To me, the word was created by the vibration. The word was created by the vibration, because before words, who said we weren't speaking, right? And so these people, quote unquote, the shadow government, they want to play our gods. But it's all about law of vibration, and the word was created based upon the vibration. So knowing that, English language is very baby. We call it bastardized language because they keep changing shit, right? And then they keep adding words. Weird, right? So I'm super excited if you do, follow along with me when reading this book. I think it's really going to help us. And so I've already, like I said, I've been tuning into Zach for a while. Not a while now, but I'm really getting into it. And also because I like sports. So it's going to help me peak game as well. And so we can all stay up and stay aware, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, thank y'all everyone for tuning in to Anita's Joint, #extendAJoint, where every day is payday, baby. And I'll catch you on the next one. All right, I think I'll catch you on the next one, all right? Deuces.